For the second consecutive game, DeLon Wright came in and stepped up. He's going to draw an offensive foul right here. Look how he gets over the screen, makes it tough. I mean, that's a decent look for Turner, but the Knicks will live with a deep mid-range. That hasn't been the issue. He's going to rip TJ McConnell here on the drive. It's just a physical, stout defense. He's going to knock down a corner three ball here with Obi leaping up at him. DeLon Wright once again dominated, was a plus 11, and then just didn't see any action in the second half. Like, how does that make sense if you're head coach Tom Thibodeau? Good defense here. OG with the steal, Shamet competing. This is the thing for the Knicks, is they just don't go into their bench, and it makes zero sense. OKC and Indiana, the two teams up 3-1 all season, have been going deep into their bench, and it's been paying dividends. And this was right off of that steal, by the way. I just couldn't show it for copyright. The Knicks are flying around defensively. I mean, that's DeLon Wright picking up Halliburton off of the screen. He's forced to give it up, and Nembhard misses a contested mid-range. The Knicks with Shamet, DeLon Wright, and Deuce McBride have been at their best, but for the Knicks, they're just not going to that lineup because they're relying on the lineup that they've gone to all year, which hasn't worked, which of course is Hart, OG, Cat, Brunson, and McHale. That's been the Knicks' worst lineup, not only in the playoffs, but all season. And it makes sense because it's not good defensively. Jalen Brunson is a liability. Karl-Anthony Towns is technically a liability, but if you look at the numbers, the Knicks are actually an elite defensive team with Cat out there when Brunson isn't, because you don't have two guys to pick on. You only have Cat, but Cat can hold his own. He really can. He's a 7-footer, which certainly helps, and it's not like Miles Turner is going to be able to beat him off the dribble or anything like that. So New York, they've got to make adjustments if they want to win the next 3 games, which is going to be tough. But the good news for the Knicks is that 2 of the next 3 are at home. So if you win Game 5 at home, and then you go to Indiana, a place you've already won, of course, a place that you did take the lead second quarter and you blew that. And the Knicks, they just got to do this one game at a time. Win Game 5, worry about Game 6 and 7 later. I don't think the Knicks are out of this. I truly don't, as long as head coach Tom Thibodeau makes adjustments. And it's crazy that the fans are noticing things that he isn't. I mean, how do you go to Josh Hart when he had like 5 turnovers in the last game, when he hasn't played well this series? Mitchell Robinson also got off to a very slow start. I just think he's overhelping off of his man, right? He's coming up and he's trying to play defense, starts Brunson man. He's giving up a wide open corner 3. Brunson just needs to step up defensively and hold off the drive, like Deuce is doing, Shamet's doing, and DeLon Wright. So Jalen Brunson, he's got to get it done on both ends. Same with Cat. Cat is questionable with an injury. I'd imagine he's going to be good to go. I don't think he's going to be anywhere near 100%, so the Knicks are going to have to work around that. But just looking at the spacing with Cat out there, DeLon Wright, Shamet, OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride, etc., I think that's when the Knicks have looked at their best, and they're going to have to use that lineup more because the Pacers, they've looked very, very human when they've had to deal with tough defenses. Game 3, when the Knicks came back down 20, a large reason for that was they were getting stops. And even Rick Carlisle headlined that, well, they were facing a better defense. So if the Knicks can just lock in defensively for the next 3 games, they can come back and win. But the question is, how do they do that when McHale's struggling defensively, Jalen Brunson struggling defensively? Cat obviously hasn't played the best defense in the world. He's had his moments here and there, but he's gotten into a lot of foul trouble. I do think that the Knicks will win Game 5. I'm not saying that they're going to blow them out, but the thing is going to be, can the Knicks put together a good game for 4 quarters? Because the Knicks had a great fourth quarter in Game 3. They had a good second and fourth quarter in Game 4, but they're also having, they had bad first quarter. The third quarter wasn't that great. So the Knicks need to play 4 good quarters, and the way they're going to do that is going into their bench and trusting them, trusting Precious Achiuwa, trusting, of course, even a guy like an Ariel Hukporti. Can he step in and give you some productive minutes, right? We've seen the Pacers go to their third-string center, and he's actually played pretty well. Talking about Tony Bradley, 10 minutes, and he's a plus 10. Doesn't seem like much, but he gives a lot of fresh legs to a guy like a Miles Turner, right? Okay, well, Mitchell Robinson's in the game. Siakam's in foul trouble, Turner, etc. Let's go to Tony Bradley, and he gives us a plus 10 in 10 minutes. If the Knicks had been doing this the whole series, I legitimately think they'd be up, right? I mean, imagine if the Knicks had fresher legs at the end of Game 1. Do you think they would have squandered that? Probably not, right? So It's the little things that end up adding up to be the biggest. It's very easy to see why the Knicks are down 3-1, not playing good defense. Their legs clearly aren't nearly as fresh as the Pacers. And it's just also been the timely shot making, right? Down the end of the fourth quarter, the Pacers made their shots. Siakam hit a couple of threes. Halliburton hit a couple of layups. And the Knicks just didn't make those shots, right? And also the Knicks keep playing comeback ball, right? They were down like 15 in this game. They came back, got to like 7-ish, 6-ish, but they never were able to go farther than that. It's tough to come back in the NBA, which is why it's so infuriating that the Knicks gave up that game one. It would be 2-2 right now going back to New York, but it's 3-1. That's a game that I'll look back on if the Knicks lose this series and say, well, they needed that one for sure. But, I mean, the series is far from over, though. Let's just be obvious. Knicks fan, biasy or not, the next 2 of 3 are in New York. The Knicks have already proven they can win in Indiana. I just don't think the Knicks have played well at all in this series. They've been just flat out terrible. So if the Knicks can just put together 3 good games of them being at their best, they can definitely do this too. But Indiana, they're just such a deeper team. And it's going to take every single ounce of the Knicks to be able to come back. But they're going to have to make a statement in Game 5, right? They're going to have to take care of business by double digits. And then they say, hey, look, we don't even care about this. Let's just get ready for Indiana Saturday night. Go in there, win, and then just give yourself a chance in Game 7. Anything can happen in a Game 7. And then getting this series to a 7th game would be incredible. I don't think any Knicks fan would complain about that, given that they lost the first 2 games. And then, of course, they're down 3-1 right now. The Knicks got this, man. I feel good about them. And it just, things eventually have to go our way, right? I mean, they just continuously don't, but eventually they will. And for all we know, that could be the next 3 games, right? It's not impossible. A problem for the Knicks as well has been closing out quarters. They just continue to do a poor job at it, of giving up free throws or committing a silly foul or taking a bad shot, right? And that kind of brings me to another point as well, is Mikal Bridges took a couple of fadeaway jumpers for no reason, the worst being off of a fast break where Brunson threw it down to him, and then he settled for a bad shot. That has to be cleaned up. Mikal just has not been playing well in these playoffs. He has not been playing well, especially against the Pacers. And he's the type of guy that the Knicks got to sort of be that, not necessarily that championship piece, because I think that was supposed to be Cat, but he was just supposed to be consistency in terms of being a 3-and-D wing in the middle, and it just hasn't happened. Mikal hasn't shot the ball well. They tried to run some plays for him, and it didn't really work. I mean, Mikal did hit a couple of threes late in this game, but I think he's just at his best when he's going downhill and getting to the free throw line, or, of course, he is coming off of screens and curls and knocking down those jumpers. But just the fadeaway shot, it's just lazy to me. Like, I get he does a good job of it, but you're just bailing the defense out when you take a contested fadeaway jumper, to be completely honest with you. So he's got to be better. He's got to take better shots. And OG Anunoby stepped up big in this game. He was phenomenal. Played one of his best games, really, of the playoffs. I mean, 22 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks. OG was a -1. OG was far from the issue. OG was good in this game. But then you look at Mikal. He was a -13. Mikal was a -20 coming into this game. So now he's, a -33? I mean, how are you a -33 in the Eastern Conference Finals when the Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks to go get you? So I think Game 5 starts with Mikal Bridges. He needs to have a good game. He needs to give the Knicks 20 points and good efficiency, play high-level defense, and 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Mikal, I mean, he can do better than that. He absolutely can. I'd love to see Mikal get 4 assists, right? 5 rebounds. He's got to just stuff the stat sheet and make an impact. But the defense is the biggest thing. He's getting the Tyrese Halliburton assignment, and obviously he's failed that miserably. So, yeah, I mean, it really starts with Mikal.